Hey, beautiful people. Happy Saturday. Yep, got my Preach Like a Girl shirt on again. And I'm going to get real cute later. But however, that has nothing to do with this. Let me tell you something. So many people are in a season right now where they are feeling weak, right? Where they have been rejected, right? Where they feel isolated, right? And you know in the Bible, 2 Corinthians 12:10, it says, "For where I am weak, that is where I'm being made strong," right? So this is a season where if you're feeling weak, or somebody has rejected you, or you feel isolated, God is saying pull on him. Because if we stayed in those situations where God wanted them to get out of our life, right, we will give those people credit, right? Because we will feel strong enough and we will feel like we're being accepted, right? So we wouldn't pull on God. God wants everybody out that we're going to give the credit to, because God wants the credit. God don't want anybody to take his credit for what he's going to do in your life. So let those people go. It's time for you to be made strong in the areas where you are being weak, so that when people say, how did you do it? You're going to say it was all God. It was God's glory. It was God. God is saying, I had to get rid of those people. I had to let them go. You don't know if God's going to bring them back in your life, right? But it's a test and trial that we have to go through, because God says, are you going to chase them or you going to chase me, right? So many times we rejected God. I've rejected God, right? So many times, but he accepts us over and over and over again, all the time. And we got to get back to that of running to God and not chasing the people who rejected us and not going after things that make us weak. We want to be made strong in God, so that the other people, because it's time to get people back to his kingdom and back to his glory, right? So when they come to you, you're directing them to him. You're not saying, well, let me show you how I did it, or let me show you what I did. You're going to be saying, let me show you what God did, and let me show you how God can do it for you too. You're going to be giving him the glory. You're going to be giving him the praise. You're going to be showing them how you are made whole for God and not for man. It's time. And yeah, the attacks are going to come. The enemy wants you to think that you're not strong enough. The enemy wants you to think that you can't do it. Because baby, let me tell you something. Every time God gives me something to release, or sends me to a place and say pray, or send me somewhere to speak a word to somebody, right? I don't want to do it because I'm like, I don't know how they're going to accept me. And God is like, it's not about you getting accepted. It's about me getting accepted. Him, giving him the glory so the people can see him. God says, all I do is told you to do it, and I'm going to do the rest. Will you obey me? Will you obey me? Because if we hold back and sit in fear and sit in our weakness, God can't make us strong, and somebody is waiting on us. So the words that God give you, release. You ain't got to have a perfect speech. You ain't got to have the perfect look. Just go. When God tells you to release, go. I don't care if you're weak, go. Because in that time when you're weak and you're doing it, God is building a place for you, and he is making you strong. It says that my grace is significant enough. The power is. And I know these videos are all over the place because they keep cutting off. But however, I just got to get this off my chest. The fear will set in, y'all, right? The enemy's going to tell you that you can't do it. But every time that I'm weak, or every time I don't feel like doing it, that's why I'm so excited. I get excited because I'm like, this is what God wants me to do. This is what God wants me to do. So I do it. And I notice every time I do it in the moments I don't feel like it, even right now, this is when the blessings come through, right? Because in the word, it says God doesn't call the equip. He equips the call. So if he tells you to do it, go forth. I have gotten the enemy with people telling me you ain't a pastor, you ain't a prophet, you ain't a preacher. And I sure ain't, honey. Okay, I get those. I get you didn't pronounce that correctly, whatever. I get all that. But this is what my God told me to do. So I'm being obedient in this time, because my blessings come for him. And I'm going to forever give him the glory. And I'm going to forever talk about him. Then I get them times where you too churchy. This is why you ain't got no man. Well, so what? So what? Because my blessings come from God, not from man, y'all.